born into the Chigan subgroup of the Kalenjin people in the Kenyan Rift Valley, was studied as a boy at the Africa England Mission School before training as a teacher at the Tambok Teachers Training College, working in that profession until 1955. He then entered politics and was elected a member of the Legislative Council for Rift Valley. As independence approached, Mwa joined the Kenyan delegation which traveled to London for the Lancaster House Conferences, where the country's first post-independence constitution was drafted. In 1960, he founded the Kenya African Democratic Union, KADU, as a rival party to Kenyatta's Kenya African National Union, KANU. Following independence in 1963, Kenyatta, who became prime minister and later president of the new nation, convinced Mwa to merge the two parties. Kenyatta appointed Mwa to his government in 1964 and then promoted him to vice president in 1967. Despite opposition from a Kikuyu elite known as the Kiambu Mafia, Kenyatta retained Mwa as his vice president. Mwa took over as president when Kenyatta died in 1978. Initially popular both nationally and in Western countries, who saw his regime as countering against influences from the Eastern Bloc-aligned governments of Ethiopia and Tanzania, Mwa's popularity fell around 1990 as the economy stagnated after the end of the Cold War. Following the agitation and external pressure, he was forced to allow multi-party elections in 1991. He then led his party, KANU, to victory in the 1992 and 1997 elections, both of which have generally been regarded as neither free nor fair by independent observers. 5, 6, 7, 8 Constitutionally barred from seeking a third term, Mwa chose Uhuru Kenyatta as his successor, but Kenyatta was defeated by opposition leader Mwai Kibaki in the 2002 general election, and Kibaki succeeded Mwa as president. Kenyatta would eventually win the presidency in the 2013 election. Mwa's regime was deemed dictatorial especially before 1992 when Kenya was a one-party state. Human rights organizations such as Amnesty International, as well as a special investigation by the United Nations, accused Mwa of human rights abuses during his presidency. Inquiries held after the end of his presidency found evidence that Mwa and his sons had engaged in significant levels of corruption, including the 1990s Goldenberg scandal. Reporting on corruption and human rights abuses by British reporter Marianne Fitzgerald from 1987 to 1988 resulted in her being vilified by the government and finally deported. 31. Mwa was implicated in the 1990s Goldenberg scandal and subsequent cover-ups, where the Kenyan government subsidized exports of gold far in excess of the foreign currency earnings of exporters. In this case, the gold was smuggled from Congo, as Kenya has negligible gold reserves. The Goldenberg scandal cost Kenya the equivalent of more than 10% of the country's annual GDP. 32.